Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown. I'm back at my cider desk with some more cider to try after ages. You can tell because the last film it was the same time of night, but it was light and sunny in here. Now it's dark because it's heading into winter, as opposed to summer when I last filmed. Was in Herefordshire the last 2 days. Picked up some really nice stuff. I'm going to start with some really nice stuff, but it's not a cider, it's a perry, and it's one I haven't had for ages, and it's very, very, very rare. This one from Maddoc. Here you go, Maddoc, Hollow Ash. Jeremy Harris, great cider maker, lovely man. Unfortunately, he was out. He left this in his camper van for me, so I had to let myself into his camper van to pick it up. I just missed him. I left, apparently he got back just after I left, so very, very sad to have missed him. It would be nice to have seen him. And he's one of only 2 people I know of that make this perry. It's Betty Prosser. It's only Betty Prosser. Who was Betty Prosser? We don't know who she was. We have no idea who Betty Prosser was. I believe this hails from Monmouthshire, this particular varietal. He's right on the border between Herefordshire and Monmouthshire. I mean, right there. I think Maddoc was a farm that actually crossed the border between the two. He has like a little sort of farmstead on there now. But the larger farm is called Maddoc, I believe. It says scan for more details, which I will, and if there's anything of interest, I'll put it on the screen. It says single variety medium perry 2022, a very rare variety thought to originate from near Monmouth, told you, which produces a rich pear flavour and soft tannins, 5.1% vol. Let's open it up. I'm looking forward to this. I've got a lot of films to do. Only went to 4 producers, but got a lot of different stuff off those 4 producers, all of which need to be tasted. I'm going to assume this isn't going to blow up because Jeremy's are never super fizzy. And I hope I can get the cork out all right. Oh yeah, I think this is coming out nicely. All right, come on then, Betty. Let's try you. Oh, very tiny hiss. Oh, almost still. Oh, some bubbles coming up. Very slight. Tiny prickle to this. I'd always rather have less prickle than too much prickle. Let's pour it out. Oh yeah, look at that. Whoop. Poured some on my desk. It's very rare, some very rare cider, perry rather, on my keyboard and desk. Excellent work, Chris. Good start. Oh, let's just keep my computer screen going because it's helping light my face. So let's have a look at it. Thingamajig thing. So it's actually less brassy than I would I've seen it in the past. I would say this is more golden, nice straw gold. It's pretty bright. It's almost entirely bright, I want to say. A bit of haze to it. It's not filtered at all. I think it's pet nat, which would explain the low fizz. I think he called racks and then bottles and then it gets fizz in bottle. Doesn't say that on here. I think that's right. That's why it would have been nice to see him, because I could have chatted to him and reminded myself of all these facts. So let's have a sniff. Can I just say how much I love Betty Prosser? There's something in there immediately. It's nice nose. There's obviously like a ripe pear character in there. He writes very simple notes where he put a rich pear flavour with soft tannins. I mean, great. I mean, you don't have to write lots of flowery language. You don't have to at all. You definitely get that. Something sort of making me think of, I don't know. I want to say spare ribs. I don't know why I want to say spare ribs. I'm not sure even the smells of spare ribs, but spare ribs is the first thing that came into my head. So I'm going to say spare ribs. And I love spare ribs. Maybe spare ribs, maybe it's not sweet and sour. Or is it? Something that makes me think of rich pear and spare ribs. I mean, what can I say, guys? I apologise if you purchase this from my website. There aren't many bottles in the world. If you want some, you have to go and get it from a website. There may be a couple of other websites that have it, but I can't think that there are many. But if you do purchase it, go, oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's like stir-fried vegetables. Maybe that's what it is. Stir-fried veg? Something Chinese foody. There's something in my head saying Chinese food. And this is pear and nothing else. That's a weird, isn't it? That's a weird one. Let's just taste it. So yeah, really low tannin. There's residual sweetness in this, absolutely. But as I said, I think he cold racks and then bottles. And there's no yeast or sediment in this to speak of whatsoever that I can see. This is interesting. But that would make sense. Cold rack, everything drops to the bottom, take the juice off the top. So you will halt fermentation, but also take out any fermentable stuff, or well, any yeasts. So therefore it won't get any sweeter. I think I'm right, but it's got a bit of sparkles. It has had some fermentation in the bottle. So I can't remember. Sorbitol. Let's say it's sorbitol. It's sorbitol, which is non-fermentable. It must be sorbitol. So yes, residual sweetness, not too much. Bit of acidity, just enough to offset the sweetness. Some minerality. That pear character is there. Yeah, a hint of sort of citrus as well. Yeah, I think it's stir-fried vegetables. But you know, they've got a little bit of soy sauce and stuff in as well. So it's not just the vegetables, it's the other ingredients. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's not as rich as other Betty Prosses. However, it's still very tasty. And I wonder who she was and why this isn't a more popular pear varietal, because I've never had one I didn't like. I've never had a Betty Prosser I didn't like, not once. This is included. But yeah, lighter, more delicate. But you expect Perry to be light and delicate. Sometimes I feel like Betty Prossers that I've had previously have been richer than one would expect from a Perry. So actually, if you want a Perry, a nice, delicious, balanced Perry, and you want to try something super rare, there you go. Betty Prosser from Maddoc might be right up your street. Welcome back to the cider desk, guys. There might be some alterations going on, movements. We're going to have some building work done, which is going to make them quite complicated. So I don't know how we're going to make things work, but I'm going to make it work somehow and start doing a lot more films because I've got lots of things to try. So there'll be lots of things. Look out for them, watch them, buy some stuff if you fancy it. Well, thank you for joining me back at the cider desk. I hope you join me again, but until that time, cheers.